What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Curtis Chronicles. So it is raining, and I'm sitting in my car because I am in the middle of my work day and I just had to get out of the building. It's one of those days. Not the kids. The kids are fantastic. Kids are fantastic. But so I figured I would vlog because my last video was about the Hope Kit, and that's a really awesome kit, box, gift, whatever you want to call it, to give someone that's going through cancer. Again, it was from me to me, okay? I ordered it for myself, so please do not send me one. But if you know someone that is going through this cancer journey, send them the Hope Kit. Or if it's not that exact same Hope Kit, you know, send them a little something, because it's nice to put a smile on somebody's face. So that was a really cool video, and it helped to kind of get my mind in a more peaceful place, because for a few weeks, man, I was down in the dumps, like down, and just feeling sad and mad and frustrated, and just like every negative word. That was me. But then this past week, I must say that I have been feeling a lot better. I am at peace with this situation. I really am. I'm at peace with it, and I have been removing myself from the immersion within cancer culture. Like, what does that mean? Okay, so you got cancer. All right, so now everything that I'm reading online is about cancer. Every vlog that I'm watching is about cancer. Every book or research study that I'm looking up is about cancer. Like, I'm not doing the things that I like to do. I'm not watching my guilty pleasure shows like Married at First Sight. I'm not doing my word search puzzles. I'm not, you know, walking on my treadmill and binge watching Netflix. Like, I'm not doing like those fun little silly mindless things that we do from time to time that keep us, you know, like, it's just a whatever day, right? So I haven't been doing those things because I have been consumed with cancer culture, cancer research, cancer studies, cancer this, cancer that. And so I took a break from it, and it was very healthy to do that, because it got me in a place of peace. But I just wanted to come on here and just talk a little bit, because again, something that happened this morning was like a trigger that is like slowly trying to bring me down, and I'm like, Satan, okay, not today. Do not use my colleagues, Satan. Do not use them to attack me, because I have been a good girl, okay, and I'm a real good employee. I try my best, and it was just something real petty. Like, I'm not gonna get into it because I know some people that I work with watch my vlogs, and I do not talk about my job on my vlogs. But, you know, because I don't live close to where I work, man, sometimes getting out of work, it's a whole process. Like, if I get out of work at 3:05, I don't step foot into my house until about 5:30. And you're like, dang, that's like almost 2.5 hours. Exactly. My commute home is like 2.5 hours. And so any little thing that I can do to kind of shorten my commute or get me out of my town quicker and sooner onto the highway so that I can get to my kids. And I got to pick up my daughter in one place, and I got to pick up the other two at school, and the aftercare, and then there's traffic. And, you know, because I live, I guess, close to Manhattan, and the route that I take leads into Manhattan, there's always a lot of traffic, you know, that New York traffic. So I've been trying to find different areas to park in, because if I park in my teacher parking lot, then when we're getting out, I get stuck in that everyone's exiting, that mass exodus. The kids are getting out of school, the teachers are getting out of school, the buses, and it takes a long time. So I've been exploring parking on the street. And, you know, I could tell the teacher was upset because I guess I took their parking. So street parking. But whatever. So I was like, you know, I'm Karen's. I'm, you know, jovial. I'm like, like I'm always joking around. Always got a smile on my face, you know, like all the kids in the building and people that work with me, they all like, yo, Karen's, yo, she got mad energy. She's always laughing. She's always happy. Like that's the vibe. That's the energy that I like to bring into my school building and into my classroom. I'm never trying to look for trouble. Never. So, I could tell a part of me, because I read people real well, I could tell this teacher, I guess, was annoyed a few weeks back that they realized, oh, the car that's been taking my space is her car. But I'm just trying to get out of town as fast as I can so I can get to my children. And if I could shorten my 2.5 hour commute to 2 hours and 10 minutes, then I'm gonna try. So the teacher, like, for a while, like, oh, it's you that's taking my spot. Whatever. So this morning, at the start of the day, I woke up this morning and, you know, it's like my daughter, Kennedy, she gets up crying. She's not feeling well. And I'm trying to rush. I'm trying to, like, I'm going, not again. I'm getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning nonstop. I'm constantly going and constantly doing. And so I'm rushing and it's raining and I don't want to be late to work and whatnot. And she gets up and she's crying and I'm like, oh my God, I gotta go. So I'm dealing with that. My son, we're having some behavior issues with him in school and the stress of that. And then the stress of, I still got to take my kids to get their blood drawn for some other doctor's appointments, and taking children to get their blood drawn is like an absolute nightmare. It's like, oh my God, especially when you have an autistic child. So I'm like, oh my God, I gotta get that done before I have surgery. And it's like, there's so much on my mind. And oh my God, I've got these appointments and I gotta do this and all this paperwork. And, you know, so I'm waking up feeling a little off today, feeling like that peace that has been instilled in my heart and in my mind last week, like it feels rocky. And I'm like, Lord, just help me get through the day, please, 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 please. And so I get to my classroom, and before the day even starts, like I'm turning on my computer, I'm setting up my objectives, whatever, I hear someone open my classroom door, and it's the teacher that I guess is upset that I've taken their parking spot. So, I mean, the teacher was like, oh, you know, because, you know, you got to leave me some wiggle room where you park, you know, because my car can't really turn well, and I don't know, just some nonsense. It's a bunch of blah blah, okay, a bunch of blah 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 blah, when at the core what this teacher is really trying to say is, I'm upset that you have been taking my spot in the morning. I'm upset. That all of that blah blah, that's what that means. And so, you know, I've gotten to a point in my life where I stay quiet for a lot of stuff, but not for too much stuff. And I politely poke back. And I was like, but aren't you parked in the first spot today? Like, there's the no parking signs in front of you. Like, you got plenty of room to get out. So now I'm doubting myself, like, dang, did I park on top of this person's bumper? Like, I don't want to hit their car. Like, maybe I did. I'm doubting myself, you know? Whatever. So this person, you could tell, is passive aggressive. And I'm just like, don't worry about it. I'm not going to park there anymore. You can have your parking spot. No, that's not what I'm saying. That is what you're saying. Okay, have a wonderful day. That pissed me off so much that when another colleague of mine came in, real good friend, like, I was so angry and it just pissed me off. Like, it made me cry. I was so mad. It's like, even now, I'm like, I'm dealing with so much nonsense, and you're coming at me about parking? Really? A public parking spot, nonetheless. Really? Is that what we're worried about? I'm worried about my children's psychological well-being because they're scared about me having cancer and having surgery. And you're worried about parking. So it messed me up today. So, PSA, if you don't know what people are going through, like, be careful when you approach people. Be careful when you approach them and at what time of the day and what you're saying to them and how you're saying it, because you don't know what a person is going through. And so the way that this person came at me for what I perceive as just pettiness took my peace. It took my peace. And I had to get it together real quick, fan my face, went to my bathroom, washed my face, tried to get the redness out of my face. And 2 minutes later, opened my door. Good morning, guys. All right, set up your keyboards. Let's go. Read the objective board. Let's have a great day. You know, I had to flip it because I can't sit there and cry in front of my students. I got a job to do, and I'm going to do it well. So, I mean, this is like supposed to be a cancer video, and I'm talking about like a parking spot. But whatever. So now at lunchtime, I'm like, I'm gonna move my car. I'm not gonna park there anymore. I'm not gonna argue. It is what it is. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. So I came out and I took a picture. I'm not gonna insert it because, again, I'm not putting that person on blast. I'm not showing their vehicle. I don't do that kind of stuff. But I came out because I doubted myself. Did I park on top of this person's bumper? Like, oh my God, you know? And when I came out, yo, there was mad space. Like, you could tell that the issue is not that I parked close. The issue is you've been taking my spot the past couple of days, and I don't like it. And so I moved my car. I went to Dunkin' Donuts, which I need to stop doing because, you know, when I fall into depression, I eat. And so we're sipping on a latte, which I know I shouldn't be. So we're sitting on a car, and again, I just needed to get out of the building just because that messed me up this morning. It really did. And whatever. But, you know, I don't want this video to be so long. A lot's been going on. Like, a lot, but not a lot. I'm in cancer purgatory. And you're like, what does that even mean? Purgatory, you know, that in-between place. You're not on earth, you're not in heaven, you're not in hell, you're in the waiting area. So I do have a surgery date, but a part of me does not feel 100% confident in my surgeon. And because I don't feel 100%, which you're never 100%, but I need to feel a good 92.3%. And I'm like at an 86.7%. And I don't know, I feel like the health group that I've been working with, they have been fantastic. Summit Health Group, they really have. They're really nice. Everything's been getting done. But I feel like the timelines have not been to my liking. And what I mean by that is, and I'll say it quickly, had my mammogram ultrasound in July, and I didn't have my additional imaging until October. And so it's like, if you found something suspicious in July, why was there no sense of urgency to say, hey, Mrs. Karens, we need to do additional imaging? Nothing to be alarmed about, but whenever we do need additional imaging, we would like our patients to be in within 2 weeks, 3 weeks at most. Not 2 months. You know what I'm saying? So that has me feeling a little like, why was there no sense of urgency to get me into the office a little bit sooner? Like, I could have gone in August. I'm a teacher. I don't work in August. I could have gone in, whatever. So that, and then I know that with the sentinel nodes and the axillary, whatever, the lymph nodes, I know that I had my COVID and flu vaccine, which was such a mistake. Don't do your vaccines if you know you're gonna have a mammogram or a biopsy or something like that. I did it like 3 days before my additional imaging. So the lymph nodes are lighting up, but they can't tell. Is it because of the COVID vaccine, flu vaccine, or is it because of cancer? So it's one of those things where we can't tell. But then I had a friend tell me, like, have you gotten a CAT scan? And I'm like, that was never offered to me, only MRIs. And so I asked my doctor, and she was like, well, I can order a CAT scan, but your case doesn't really need it. And I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. I just don't feel 100% like confident that everything has been done to image me. However, my second opinion from Boston General says that I have received the adequate amount of imaging. So in that sense, I'm like, okay, these people that haven't seen me, they're just reading my charts. I have received what I'm supposed to receive up until this point. I'm like, okay, I guess. But still, there is something in me that's like, I want to be just a little bit more sure. Like, I haven't canceled my surgery. My surgery is set. But a friend of mine recommended Memorial Sloan Kettering. And I was like, I don't know if I want to drive into New York for treatment. I really want to drive to the Upper East Side for treatment. Because with cancer is a full-time job. Okay? It is a full-time job. And do I want to be crossing the Hudson River, you know, once a week, every week, for God knows how long? Do I want to do that? But at this point, I'm like, you know what? Let's go for a fourth opinion. Let's check out Memorial Sloan Kettering. So I was a little hesitant, but I called. I pushed myself, and I called, and I requested an appointment. And they started the onboarding process. And when you have cancer, my God, there's just so much paperwork, so much stuff that you have to send them, so many papers that you have to sign to give the new doctors the authority to request your information, and they're requesting my tissue sample and send the CDs and send this and sign here and sign there. And one thing I noticed with Memorial Sloan Kettering is that there are much more questionnaires that I'm like, I never answered anything like this at Summit Health. Like, they want to know how I'm feeling. They want to know about like body dysmorphia. Do you have it? Do you have issues? How do you feel? You know, in terms of, do you need help with learning how to speak to children under the age of 18 whenever you have a cancer diagnosis? And I'm like, holy cow, I want all these resources. So I'm filling everything out. And the doctor that I wanted to see, when I told the lady the name, she was like, oh, that doctor doesn't have availability until the end of January. And I'm like, I can't prolong this another month. I need to see someone this month before my surgery so that I can make a better decision. And she was like, well, Dr. such and such is available. And I'm like, you know what? Sure, I'll go with her. And so we set up the appointment, and that's going to be next Wednesday. So I'm nervous but excited. So we set up the appointment, and now I'm going on the internet because, of course, you know, you get into the cancer culture and now you're researching who's who and whatnot. And when I plug in that woman's name and I plug in Memorial Sloan Kettering, Memorial Sloan Kettering is considered top 2 in terms of cancer. Of the top 5, number 2, okay, in cancer research. And that's not in New York, that's in the country. I was like, okay. And I Googled the name of the doctor. This woman is a internationally renowned surgeon, chief of surgery. She's contributed so much knowledge to cancer research and clinical trials, and textbook writings and this and studies and empirical research. And I'm just like, did I really get an appointment with this top-notch doctor with over 47 years of experience over my surgeon who has 11 years? Not that, because, you know, I'm not doing like the ageism, you know, like where, oh, well, if they're younger, you respect them more. If they're older, you don't, like, you know, like sexism, ageism, racism. No, I'm not looking at age here. However, if I see you had more experience in an area, like, that makes me feel a little bit more comfortable. And when I started seeing like the background that this woman comes with, I said, oh yeah, I'm excited to pick this woman's brain. And so that's where we are in the cancer journey. We're in cancer purgatory. We're gonna get one more opinion next Wednesday. And if for some reason what I hear out of that consult is what I would hope to hear, and she is able to do the surgery, then we might, I can't even speak. I can see myself saying thank you to Summit Health and doing what I gotta do with Memorial Sloan and getting my behind into New York City every week, because I want the best care. I want the best care. I really do. So that's where we're at. And to kind of bring it full circle in terms of work, you know, the stress of my job, I love what I do. I really do. I enjoy being a music teacher. I love high school kids. They're funny. But I'm in a predicament in that when I had my surprise baby number 3, I also had complications with Ophelia, complications that I am still dealing with post-pregnancy, 11 months post-pregnancy. And I used up all of my FMLA. I used up all of my paid sick time. I used up all of the money that the state gives when you would take personal time. I used it all up. And I have nothing. And so I received this cancer diagnosis, and I have no time off at work. I'm sure I can get time off. I've been speaking to my human resources department, and there's a type of leave that I think I can take. It's just not paid. There's a sick bank that I'm trying to get into where people could donate and give me sick days so I could take sick days and still have a paycheck. So it's a predicament. It is a predicament that I am in. And so finishing off this vlog, dealing with all of the things that I'm dealing with. I'm not gonna get paid. I don't have job protection because I've used up all my FMLA. I love what I do. I don't want to lose my job. I have cancer. My kids, my 2 children at home are acting out. They need psychological help because they're not processing this situation well. They're children. I, at times, am not processing the situation well. And you're gonna complain about public parking, you know. It is what it is. It is what it is. I've said all of that to say that this has only been 7 weeks. It hasn't even been 8 weeks. It'll be 8 weeks next Tuesday, December 17th. I found out I had cancer on October 17th. And so it's been 7 weeks. These have been the craziest 7 weeks of my life. But we trust in God. We trust in God. See you on the next one.